All right. Golly. We're getting bigger.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody seen Rick Gentry? That looks good, man. That looks good. So thank you very much for being here. We try to stop, as you guys know, each month and recognize all sorts of special people, special things, and those individuals that are doing something out there that needs to be recognized. And we're going to do that this morning as well. So we're going to start off with our Employee of the Month. For the month of September, we missed a month. Last month we had something called the election going on. I don't remember what it was. And so we moved two of these to this month to join us. So our Employee of the Month for the month of September 2024, Ms. Kelly Brown. Would you step over here with us? There you go. It says, I'm nominating Kelly Brown for Employee of the Month. Kelly's excelled in training our new members of the Order Protection Unit, providing one-on-one support that greatly enhances their learning experience. Her meticulous training regimen ensures all OP objectives are met, and she continues to assist employees even after they've settled into their permanent shifts. Kelly remains professional and patient, guiding new hires through chaotic situations with clarity. Her dedication and positive impact on the OP unit make her an outstanding candidate for this recognition. She's also someone who started to work here in some building called the CJC and still has a smile on her face. So let's give it up for Kelly. Uh-oh. Watch, see, Reggie? Hang on one second. We'll give you some goodies. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. There's a coin and one of our pins. Okay. This is 8 hours of leave to take off. Okay. And we have a tumbler at your seat as well. So congratulations. Thank you, Kelly. Congratulations to you. I was hanging out with them upstairs. It's pretty diverse group, as in someone started in '96 and someone wasn't even thought of being born yet. So we have a lot of different reasons and folks that are joining us. Oh gosh. So our Officer of the Month for September 2024 is Phederica. See, I was getting her in a minute. It looks like Phederica to me. Okay. Phederica Dean, can you step right here? I was wanting you to get in the microphone. See, this is written better. It says, I'm nominating Corporal Dean. That's a little easier. Corporal Dean for Officer of the Month. While on duty at checkpoint, she encountered a family trying to add funds to an inmate's account, but struggled at the kiosk. The officer on post was unable to assist due to the language barrier, and the family did not speak English. Recognizing the situation, Corporal Dean, who understands some Spanish, stepped in to help. This thoughtful act was especially meaningful as the family had a small toddler with them. In our line of work, we have limited opportunities for positive public interaction, and Corporal Dean's willingness to assist provided this young boy with a valuable experience of law enforcement that he may not have had otherwise. On another occasion, Corporal Dean observed a coworker wasn't acting like themselves and promptly sought medical attention. Her intuition proved accurate, and the coworker received necessary care. Corporal Dean truly leads by example, bringing an unwavering energy to everything she does. Give it up for Corporal Dean. There we go. See what he does? There we go. Hang on one second. We got some goodies. There's a ribbon for your uniform, one of our pins. There's 8 hours of leave as well, and then we have a tumbler at your seat. Congratulations to you. Thank you very much. Trivia, she is from the capital of Catfish. Anybody know what state it's in? Who was it? Bobby, you know what? All right, since he brought it up, he has some inside information, right? Because Bobby was her supervisor a long time ago in a different environment, different place. But I'm going to say this is what happens, right? I always say, tell me your story and where you want to be. How we're going to get you where you want to be. So when I asked Miss Dean, I said, so where do you want to be? She goes, I want Bobby's job. So you might know where the Capitol is. She's coming after you. She's coming after you. No, that's great stuff. All right, our Employee of the Month for October 2024 is Miss Ann Clark. Will you step over here, Ann? It says, I'm recommending Ann Clark for Employee of the Month because her exceptional dedication to the clients she works with. I've frequently observed her going over client paperwork, patiently addressing their questions and ensuring that they feel supported. These moments stand out even on days when I work late and see her continuing to assist clients with care and professionalism. While helping clients is a part of her job, it is her genuine and compassionate attitude that truly sets her apart. I wholeheartedly recommend her for this well-deserved recognition. That sounds fantastic. Thank you. Let's see, here we go, watch her. There we go, hang on one second, we'll give you some more goodies, let's see. There we go, so there's one of our coins and our pin, and there's 8 hours of leave, well deserved, and we have your token at your seat as well. Congratulations to you, man. Thank you. Ms. McClung, thank you for writing that, very, very well done. Do you know what Ms. Clark and I have in common? Anybody? What was it? Close. Birthday. Anybody know? We're not from the Catfish Capital, Laura. But we're from the same hometown. We are. Not very many of us that are both from this town. I'll just tell you. Same hospital. We were born in the same hospital. That's right. So our Officer of the Month for October 2024 is Mr. Austin Murray, please. In July, Officer Austin Murray was working his post in DDC 2A. A faint smell of smoke was lingering in the unit, and he began removing inmates and searching specific cells with his peers. During his search, amongst many other things in a bag, he came across a bottle of Blue Magic. Murray, with less than 4 months of experience, decided to look beyond the cursory search and was able to identify a small baggie within a bottle of Magic Shave. This keen sense of observation and attention to detail resulted in finding over 100 blue M30 pills. This dangerous contraband was confiscated, and the seizure likely played a role in preventing harm to other inmates within our jail. We're proud to have new officers taking initiative and going the extra mile with their duties. I recommend Officer Murray for Officer of the Month. No doubt about that. Give it up for him. There we go. There we go. Hang on one second. Let me give you some more goodies. There's a ribbon for your uniform, and we have a pen to go with that, and we have eight hours of leave as well, and we have a tumbler for you. Congratulations, job well done. Appreciate you. Yeah. Okay.
I'll do the pen first and the certificates. You do the certificates first and then the pen.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll make it. Yeah, so Mr. Murray came here in March, and so we have a pretty extreme range between March of this year and 1996, and so whether you've been here a week or a day or a month or a long time waiting to get out, as I said, what do you want to do to Kelly? What do you want to do? She said, I got 4 years to go. So whether you're looking at going out or whether you're looking at just coming in, it doesn't matter to me. I appreciate all the work and these men and women, all the work that they're doing. We need everybody. So. One of the things that Mr. Murray said he'd like to do, I want to move up. I said, well, you'll get to do that. I'm not worried about that. I can see that in your future. And he said, I also want to be a part of the S.O.R.T team. And I said, well, I think you can do that. You're going to be around some folks this morning that are joining that team. I got to tell you a story. So I was in 1994. It's a long time ago. Y'all probably weren't born the whole front row. It's pretty embarrassing. So in 1994, I came back to be the chief deputy in the sheriff's office. Sheriff Gail Ray was the sheriff, and in fairness, she was very open about this. She had never been in an operation like this. She had a very good business sense of a person. She was very politically astute in understanding what Nashville needed. And she asked me to come back and be the chief deputy. I won't ever forget this conversation. We were at Shoney's. And she said, well, would you like to come back and be the chief deputy? I was 29 years old. And I said, I didn't know her. And I said, do you want me to run it your way? Or do you want me to run it my way? I don't even know if I had a way. But I didn't know whether I was trying to learn what she wanted to take off into this challenge, because that's tricky too. I don't know her, and I didn't know. And she said, I do not have a sense for the operational side. So I want you to do that. And I said, okay, I'll try. So we came here, but there's a lot of pressure because the sheriff was in charge, and the sheriff wanted it done at least a good way. I didn't know if I knew how a good way was to work. We've been here a few months, and you know, if you're in my situation, you're wanting to impress the person who you're working for, at least to do it the right way. And we'll never forget, we had this weird call back then, a phone call or something, maybe the media, but I was new in the role and she was new, and so the deal was, the chief of police in Nashville was a friend of my family, and so he had called, or someone had called from the police chief's office and said, hey, we have a mass protest going to go on at, it's not Bridgestone, something up in Rivergate, Peterbilt. It was going to be this protest out at Peterbilt, and they were expecting mass arrest. And so the police chief's calling, and the city's looking at us, and then I worked for the sheriff, and I said, can you handle mass arrest? I mean, I didn't have the guts to say no. My pride was too big to admit that I don't know what you're talking about, other than mass means a bunch and arrest is what we do, but where are we going to do it? So without thinking about it, I said yes, or something. We said yes, and they said, get to Peterbilt. How that happened, I don't know. Meaning, what happened next, I don't know who talked to who, because we didn't have a system. We didn't have a way to communicate to a group. We didn't have a group of people. We just called it a bunch of people showing up. And I will never forget, as long as I live, I get to Peterbilt. I was so embarrassed. You know, the police are over here in a command unit doing whatever they're doing to get ready for this mass arrest. And we look like, I can't describe it. If I had pictures, there was some, I swear this is true, I'm not making it up. Some man, I can tell you his name, I forgot, but he's getting out of his car and getting a rifle out of his personal trunk. He works for us. Somebody had on their deer hunting outfit. I don't know where that was going. Some people got out of the car and ran toward Peterbilt. Some people sat in their car. We didn't look alike. We couldn't communicate. We didn't have a vehicle. And so I was so embarrassed. And it was my fault. I should have said, no, we can't handle this. I did not. But coming out of that experience, I went back, it may have been that day, but I told the sheriff, we're never going to do that again. And I need your help. We need to figure out what to do for a response like that, a mass arrest, whatever you want to call it. We didn't have a thing called S.O.R.T. We just had a bunch of people who got on the phone and ran. And we looked terrible, and thank God there was not mass arrest. We'd have probably put them in our personal car and drove home. I don't know. It was bad. So I asked her, can we do this? Yes. So we took off into this journey, and some of you, if you've been here prior to '94, when I first came here in the '80s, some of us were here. We had something that didn't have a name. Its unofficial name was a goon squad, and it kicked in people's doors at the wee hours of the nights when it shouldn't have. It was bad. It was a bad image. It was a bad reputation. It was not what I wanted to be a part of. And so it was trying to stay away from what was in the '80s, get a lot better than what happened at Peterbilt, somewhere in the middle. A professional part of an organization that could be trained and could handle the reputation that we were looking for. Somebody that could respond when needed and be a professional outfit. There's a man who worked here, a super nice guy. His name was Walter Smith. And Walter Smith, who was this calming, he was Fonzie. Y'all don't know who Fonzie is, a lot of you don't, but he was the coolest dude in the agency. He had the best temperament of anyone I'd ever met. He wasn't going to kick in your door. That wasn't who he was, but he was going to handle the responsibility. He worked in transportation. He worked in jails before. He had a lot of background. So the most important thing to me was to find the right guy. If you're going to lead it, I did not want someone to lead it that was going to give off the wrong image. So he and I, and another guy, we're gonna fly to Florida to work on, learn how to put one of these teams together. And this cool guy that was super calming influence-wise, I sign up and we're gonna go to Florida, and I think it was in Orlando somewhere there. But I won't ever forget as long as I live. We meet at the airport that morning. I've known him a long time, and we meet at the airport, and he was so cool about everything. And that's what made me want him to do this. And so we're waiting, and now it's time to board the plane. Just so you know, I don't love to fly. And I fly a lot. I don't love to fly, but I'm kind of used to not liking to fly. But I'm going to fly with Fonzie, who's super cool, right? He's got everything. So we get up, and we start walking to go get on the plane, and he looked at me, he goes, I ain't flying down there. I said, what? You're the coolest guy I know. I don't like to fly. I said, well, hold my hand. I don't like it either. We'll get down there. We get down there, the first day of the training in Florida, hurricane, boom. Knocks out electricity, power, everything. We trained for 3 days with no electricity. Literally had lights in the corner of the room, and we trained, i.e. got the idea of S.O.R.T, or we named ours S.O.R.T, with some crazy circumstances. We came back then, this is probably 95 or 96, I forget exactly what year it was, and we put our first group together called S.O.R.T. Many of folks, gosh, I see Heath's uncle passed away, I think. Some folks that were on our first teams from way back, and now we're 30 years later, still running, I think, an extremely professional organization called S.O.R.T, who I see them and you see them in all places all over Nashville. I used to tell people they do the dirtiest work and sometimes the prettiest work. That's what we're trying to ask of them. If it's in the streets, we've been involved. If it's in the jails, we should be involved, and all things in between. And I can tell you in my 30 plus years, it is so prideful for me to know that if they call us today about Peterbilt, we got it now. I know we got a vehicle, we got people, we got training, we have a reputation. I don't know if Rusty's in here. Here's Rusty. Rusty deserves all of the credit, to be honest with you. He picked the ball up many years ago and ran with it, and has got the relationships he has in our town. You have to sometimes coach Rusty back because he's so well liked by all of the entities that we've been asked to do all sorts of things, looking for people, looking for bodies, and again, everything from parades to funerals to helping us search our own facilities and all sorts of things. So to me, and it may not feel it to you, but to me it's the best face we can put forward. These are men and women who have signed up to do their job. In addition to that, as Mr. Murray was saying, I want to be a part of the S.O.R.T team. So prideful for me to see some young person who just came here, sees an outfit that he or she wants to be a part of, to do many, many other things here in the Sheriff's Office. So with that, I'd like to call all of our new members up of our S.O.R.T team. They've just completed all their training. We'll go through and give them each one of their certificates and their pins. So if you'll come up here, Rusty, will you come up here with it? Want to do it that way? Yeah. Yeah, we'll wait and take a picture here in just a minute. Let's see. Yeah. Are we got our names? Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Let's do this in order anyway. Mr. Brian Burton, congratulations to you. Thank you. I'll tell you what, let's slide that way just a little. We got more. And let's get it right in front of the flag. There we go. I want to get the right picture for you. There you go. I forgot how many we had. There we go. And step right over here now, and we'll get. Mr. Steve Douglas, congratulations to you. There you go. There you go. And we'll do a group picture here in just a second. Mr. William Green, congratulations to you. Good job. There we go. Ms. Carisha Hill, congratulations to you. There we go. Congratulations to you. Ms. Benice McBride. There you go. Great job. There you go. Thank you. What if I lean down, you yell your name in this microphone?
What is your?
Najdar Shamsoldan.
See, congratulations. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Wow, that's a tough one there. Miss Brittany Thompson. Congratulations to you. Thank you very much. Miss Torian Thompson. There you go. Good. There we go. Thank you. Mr. Frederick Tyndall. Congratulations to you. There we go. Ms. Lewis Vargas. Congratulations to you. There we go. I can do this with my eyes closed. Ms. Bonson Pond, come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, let's get the whole group up here, and then I'd like to get the whole team in a picture here in just a second. Let's get the new folks up here in one shot. Yeah. Can we get? Yeah, Reggie's going to sort us here. Hey, hang on right there, guys. Let's see. A couple more of these. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I can do it. Give you your pen as well. Give you, there you go, your pen as well. There we go. So we'll get you squared away. Here we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Make this. Thank you, Mr. P. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Thank you as well. All right. Thanks, sir. Thank you. There we go. Thank you very much. I tell you what, let's do a group photo after the finish. Can we do that? S.O.R.T and the new folks stay around with us. As I mentioned earlier, we ask and are going to continue to ask these men and women and our existing team members to do all sorts of things. I think it's fair to say we've been pretty aggressive lately in doing some things in our facilities to try to remove some of the contraband risk. We're going to continue to do that, but there's all sorts of other things that we don't see coming. Or you don't expect to come that are going to happen in the wee hours of the morning, that these are our folks who are going to be called to do that. So, and it may even be called to go help us do some things that we don't know, we don't understand. So I appreciate our new faces and our team as they are, and we're a long way from Peterbilt in 1996. So give it up, everybody, one more time. Yeah, get the whole team down here when we get there. Yeah. There we go, you're good, thank you. See, they follow orders great, I forgot to. So, a lot going on. We talk about this every month, I think, but I do want to update you on kind of our crisis that we've been focused on for the last couple of years, and that is our staffing. We continue to do a lot of, I think, really, really good things. I get to look out the window and tell how full the parking lot is, and that usually is an indication of how many people we're hiring or training to bring on. I met with Evan yesterday. I think our numbers of correctional officer vacancies are about 51. That was 200 3 years ago. And 51 in an organization like this is not only normal, and by the way, there's 51 of those, and we have 50, 60 FOs also helping us. So it's not done, but we're a long way. One of the few agencies in the country that can say that. Super, super proud of all the work our HR staff have done, our training staff, and our facilities that help and manage the folks. I'm kind of nerdy on certain things like this, but I was working yesterday. We lose about 3.5 correctional officers a month that have completed probation. Okay, so just hang on to that number. So that means if you take 4, round up to 4, if we're losing 4 a month after probation, 4 times 12 is 36. So you have 36 people a year you're losing in that model, right? We're hiring over 100 that are completing training going into the field. So you just do the math. You're 60 plus gain every year at that number. And so we're well on track to be where we need to be, and often, I don't know if Mr. Maggart's in here, we're gonna put him out of business. He's made so much money, they've got him into the 1% club in the world, or whatever it's called for all them rich people. But the reality is, I want you to have overtime if we need it and you want to work it, but I don't like the fact that we're making people stay because we don't have the bodies. And we're working really hard to do that. We've made an adjustment in our transportation unit by putting some more staff there. Very tough place to staff because of the way that we have, I guess you would call it, unpredictable needs there. So a lot going on in that, a lot going on trying to get our numbers right. Feel really good about where we are, and hopefully that'll be something we can all feel. We also are moving and promoting a lot of people, a lot of movement because of the vacancies that now we're in a much better place. So I think you'll continue to see that and feel that. As I shared with our honorees this morning, if you want to move up and around, there's no reason why it won't happen for you if that's what you want to do. We're doing some programming in the programs division. We're trying to get structurally a different setup. It's been a year or so delayed, and it was just because we were making some moves everywhere else. But I think over the next few months, Chief Joseph and Chief Jordan and we've met about, especially the Harding campus, a lot of the programming functions there. And so we've got a lot of work going on. Probably first of the year or so, we'll be able to come out with a little different structural understanding of how that works. We have a lot of moving parts, but I think that's happening. Some of the things that happen every year, it is budget year, budget season. We're trying to prepare how we're doing now compared to what we need. I think how we're doing now is fine. You don't need to worry about any of that. What we're going to need for next year is a different story. We're working to figure all that out. I really would like to see us be able to get some equipment that helps us search people coming in and out of the buildings. Very expensive, but we're going to try to go get some of that done, and we've got some other staffing needs that we're going to try to address as we go over the next few months. It's early, way early, but we are also aggressively pursuing a new facility on the Harding campus that is to replace the CDM building that is 30 years old and long past its life. So, and our hope is to be able to tear down what is the MDF building and build right on that property the building that we would need to replace CDM and also add some beds. So I hope and think there's movement in that direction. It'll take us some time, but my hope is by this time next year, we've got dirt turning and buildings that we're waiting to see come out of the ground. There's been some pretty good steps in the last 2 months trying to get that done. So I'll keep you informed, and we kind of hold our nose a little bit. The truth of the matter is we're overcrowded. That's another thing. I never thought I'd be wanting to build new buildings anymore or be overcrowded again. I remember we were bragging about all the beds we had. We now don't have the beds, and we also need new buildings, but that's just where we are. But we are overcrowded. We're working in some ways, I know, with some of the facility administrators trying to get them staffed appropriately and housing people in a humane way, but a difficult situation for our numbers. Used to say in graduate school, the only thing that correlates with crime is a sale of ice cream, which meant the colder it is, the less crime, i.e. less arrest. It's true, it's cyclical here. So we expect through the winter months the numbers should fade down a little bit, always does, and we hope that can help us get through some of our overcrowding while we get a new facility designed and built going that way. I mentioned Heath Kane's uncle passed away. We had some other folks that are scattered today, but we have Chief Hudson. You have anything? We are working with a new contract for Securus, or that contract with phone services is going out. Had some problems because the FCC federally has put new regulations on it, very complicated. But the Securus company and all the companies that do that business are bidding, and we'll see where we end up over the next few months with the contract. There's also a health contract to replace potentially the WellPath operation. That's underway. We're working with the health department and getting that done. So two big parts of what we do, I think will be out there to bid as we go forward. Chief Raines? Last Minute Toy Store, our year-round effort to give back and to work. Mike and Melinda McDowell both on the board of Last Minute Toy Store. We went out yesterday and picked up a check or two. Some of us were in some charity bowling league at 8 o'clock at night the other night. That's bad. Two things are bad. 8 o'clock at night, me bowling, may have raised money, but wasn't pretty. So we do a lot of things year-round about trying to help Last Minute Toy Store. If you can and are willing to, highly recommend trying to volunteer, come out and be a part of it. It's a great event. 19th, 20th, 21st are the 3 days of the shopping for the families. You'll see all sorts of stuff around town going on about that. It's a major effort. Some 7,000 children last year were able to have gifts that they wouldn't have had without it. So what else we got? Chief Joyner? All good? Anybody else? Anything? Anything? All right, well, here's what I'll end with. How about this? I'm thankful for you. How about that? I appreciate your work. I appreciate what you do, all of you. And we stop and recognize men and women who are doing something special, but I still maintain it's the toughest work there is, and it's often underappreciated. So I hope you know, and I surely appreciate all that you do to make it happen. So I hope you have a great rest of the day and the rest of the holidays. Take care.